Flashback Build. This will be a new upload to the channel, hitting every Friday when applicable. Flashback Friday takes an existing deck archetype and as new sets come out, tweaks it to the current format. While these decks may not be tier 1, they will have their own strengths, weaknesses, and combos to the existing meta. And for the first variant build, Grandis in the BT12 Across Time era. These videos will be much shorter than a typical Meta Monday episode because these decks are more known and developed. And because they're new, if you enjoy this type of content, do consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that notification bell for more future content. Grandis Kuwagamon was most popular during the BT11 format as a counter to Black War Greymon X. But with Raid War Greymon, at times you may have a Digimon that has 18 or even 19,000 DP as a blocker. Because of this, what are ways you can get around this Digimon? Ratio-wise, you still run 4 level 2s, 14 level 3s, 11 level 4s, 8 level 5s, 8 level 6s, but you swap up option cards and stay on the Davis Motomiya instead of Mimi's. This deck does not run Quartzmon primarily because of deck constraints, meaning instead of the cards I'm using, you could use this Digimon instead. Level 3 wise, everything is standard for Kokuamon and Kokuamon X. But with Crossheart being still popular, Pomumon will be good to shut down Digimon being played by card effects. Terriermon is a 1-up for memory blocking, but considering there are so many ways to remove this Digimon, and considering Greymon decks can now gain memory through not just Cool Boys, but Taikamiya as well, this floodgate isn't as useful. But really, Pulsemon is the MVP for stopping War Greymon in its place after the unsuspend. You'll notice that Korikakumon has been demoted, and Kumamon has been promoted. Source stripping will be much more viable, especially if you want to remove cross components from Crossheart and Hunters. Sneemon also acts as an additional deterrent to Raid War Greymon. The rest of the deck is typical: Okuamon, Okuamon X, Grand Kuwagamon, Grandis Kuwagamon, Green Memory Boost, Davis. Boring, right? But Sorai is one of the big MVPs of the deck. While you could utilize Megadeath, the element of Sorai is that you remove Digivolution sources, protection from Greymon and Garurumon decks. But the main aspect of this is to stun Digimon from attacking. What does Grandis like to do? Suspend your opponent's Digimon for more value. With Okuamon digivolving to Okuamon X, you can now more readily force your opponent to lose memory as you digivolve. Combo-wise, your ideal strategy is to climb in the safety of the race to promo Okuamon. Because once you promote out and digivolve into Okuamon X, it's only 2 memory to go into Grand Kuwagamon and another memory for Grandis Kuwagamon. If you're able to Digiburst Weedmon, the whole combo takes at most 2 memory to your turn. But as usual, the strengths of this deck are to early chip 2 damage before taking the game with 2 Grandis attacks. But in the likes of decks like Security Control, this deck has a much harder time. But if you plan on taking this deck to Ultimate Cup, know that promo Grand Kuwagamon is limited to 1. Instead, you'll need to be a little bit more creative on how you do things, because you also lose X-Antibody, Davis, and a majority of those MVP option cards I mentioned. And here is a recommended list if you decide to go this route for Ultimate Cup. A lot of what changes is mainly your top end, your option cards, and tamers. Your eggs also lose their potency considering promo Grand Kuwagamon is only at 1 now. And finally, Quartzmon to drag those games out. Personally, I feel if you go Quartzmon in the main deck for non-Ultimate Cup, it's neither an insect and it slows down your plays as well with Grandis, since now it can't unsuspend. It forces you to stay in the raise. But on the opposite side, it does trash security if there are enough cards in play. What are your thoughts on these much shorter episodes? And do you think Grandis has a chance this format with Raid War Greymon entering the picture? Or do you think the restriction of Greymon X was enough to make the deck slow down, that Crossheart and Hunters will reign supreme? Let me know in the comments, and again, thank you so much for your support. This is Digi-Panda, logging out.